Hey guys, just a little video on an update of what I've been doing. As you can see, I've got the intercooler somewhat plumbed up. I've kind of routed it. I've cut some holes into the frame. I had to get rid of the washer tank, which is right over there. Had to remove that to get this plumbing through here. I think I need another 45 or something. These are kind of at a bad angle. I don't really want to weld anything. I'll just get a 45-degree fitting, but for now I'll just kind of like shove it together so it works. I've cut in a hole right here. I need another 45 that comes up from that pipe right there through this hole. The turbo's gonna sit around right here. I have the manifold sitting here at the moment. By the way, E-bag's a gasket. You can see it was a little bit of a leak there, but I'm gonna do what I'm gonna have to do is, because I have to clear this mount right here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut a C or something in there so I can get a pipe through there. I'm gonna have a header. A header is gonna come down through here and join with the 2.5 that's gonna couple with this header that comes from back there. The down pipe is probably going to be on this side of the cross member, and I'm going to run it down to that cat back there. If I have enough piping, which I definitely think I should. Definitely think. These fins, by the way, bend so easily. All you got to do is just touch. It's like they're soft as fuck. So I gotta get a fin straightener or something, because I don't want bent fins everywhere. But basically that's what I've been doing so far. I got the turbo feed line right here. It came with this 4-way fitting in the kit. Since this was not long enough, I had to fit it onto here with these 2 screws. If this is oily, it might be leaking. Yeah, I think that's gonna leak a little bit. Or just tighten them more. But I have that just coming off of the sandwich plate right here with a barbed fitting. Just goes all the way up, you know, up through there. And I had to relocate these 2 things, but it's all good. And that's gonna have plenty of room to get to the turbo. I've been messing with the turbo a bit, and this AN fitting that came in, like, they're almost the same exact size, so you can imagine how hard it is to get this onto that. I tried, but it didn't work, so I ended up just getting rid of that altogether and using the red, and I just twisted it on there and threaded it in until it went in, and then I hose clamped it. And that's a return line, so it shouldn't be that bad. For this one, it worked. I could barely get this one on. It's all marred up and fucked. I could barely get that one on. Just gotta figure out how I want to route the piping. But I'm definitely gonna have to cut somewhere in this mount. I'm gonna cut the bottom of this circle and then all the way up as much as I can, and maybe because the exhaust is going through there, weld that solid so it doesn't move. It doesn't hit the exhaust and mess with it. And then I gotta tap a fitting into this oil pan right here. So I got this nut for $1, and it fits this perfectly. Let me try to, hold on. It fits right in there, fine. And since there's an O-ring on this side, it's gonna seal. And nylon if I want to run it through that way. But I actually have a practice oil pan that I'm gonna weld on. Here's right over here. I got some other Maxima parts, but what I need right now is this. I'm gonna practice weld on this. This one's, I think it's bent, and it's just not gonna work. But I'm gonna weld something to the side of this just to get an idea of what to set the machine at and all that good stuff, just so I have some idea. But anyways, I'm gonna post back when I got more done. I have to wait for my parents to come home because my dad's getting me a chop saw, and I'll be able to cut these with more finesse instead of using this, what I was using earlier. But yeah, that's it. Poor fella. Found him here. He's getting a little chewed up by ants. Big tail, huge tail. Anyways, Dad pulled through with the choppy saw. Got me a big old disc for it too. We're gonna open this bitch up. It's gonna help me cut this stuff apart. And hopefully it won't be too horrible because this is the very first manifold I am ever going to make. What is this? Is that a bee? Where's that bee at? You guys see that bee? Oh god, I can't fuck with bees. Poor fella. Found him here. He's getting a little chewed up by ants. Anyways, Dad pulled through with the choppy saw. Got me a big old disc for it too. We're gonna open this bitch up. It's gonna help me cut this stuff apart. And hopefully it won't be too horrible because this is the very first manifold I am ever going to make. Is that a bee? Where's that bee at? You guys see that bee? Oh god, I can't fuck with bees. This is a video showing the downpipe that I made. I didn't actually make a video on this, so the car has a little more to it right now than what you're gonna see in a second, but here's the downpipe. What I did was I went to O'Reilly's and I got this big 90 here. I just welded it on straight onto that flange. Brought the 90 down to this expander I also got at O'Reilly's. A 45 I got at O'Reilly's. A 90 I got at O'Reilly's. Another 90 I got there, but this is we're not gonna talk about that. 90s through this mount that I said that I was gonna cut. What I did was I took some plate metal and welded a C onto that mount so that this had plenty of room to go through. It's still kind of, oh hey, look at that, it doesn't touch shit. That's nice. And it goes all the way through there. See, there's the mount again. And almost all of this is pipe from O'Reilly's, which is insane. And 90's up into that god-awfully welded turbo. This is my first downpipe. You can obviously see that that is not on, like, that's not how you're supposed to do it. There's no gap for that to have a nut in the end, so I just have, like, you can see there's definitely an exhaust leak coming out of there for sure. So there's plenty of problems with the wastegate right now, but I'll fix it in a minute. I have this if I can, this little thing here is an exhaust mount that I got from a local exhaust shop. There's a transmission mount up there. That's a transmission mount, that nut, and I just bolted up this thing to that and then welded the pole onto this pipe. So that worked out great. And you can see the return line. It's a little ghetto. It kind of slopes down and then goes back up and then all that other shit, but I have something coming in the mail that'll fix that right up. And then all that's left to do is make a downpipe that hopefully doesn't hit the floor. Because right now it's going straight up. I need it to come down and not hit anything. I went above the cross member with this. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough room to go above on that side. But anyways, that's that. So guys, today I just got some new parts in the mail. This stuff came really early. It was supposed to come like on the 12th, and right now it's the 8th. And all of this stuff came. I don't even know what's left. I'm not sure what's in all these packages, but we're gonna open them. It's mostly fueling and maybe pressure regulator. These are the fuel rails, and These two are silicone hoses for the rest of the intercooler piping that I need to do, and we'll find out what the rest of this stuff is shortly. Alright, this is awesome. So we got the Walbro 255 liters per hour fuel pump. We've got our 45-degree bend silicone hosing. We've got our reducer that goes from the turbo to the rest of the piping. We've got the bulkhead fitting that the fuel line is going to go into the top of the sending unit. We've got our fuel pressure regulator and brackets and hoses and all the goodies that come with this. With the little gauge in there. This is going to be sweet. It's going to be wicked, mate. So, I got the fuel pump installed with a bunch of zip ties because the stock fuel pump sitting right there, it's just, the Walbro is just like maybe a half an inch longer than that one, so it doesn't close up these tabs. So what I did was I just zip tied it all around, and it's still sealed, so I'm gonna check just to see if this works. I'm gonna put oil in the car and turn it on, or turn the fuel pump on at least. I'm not gonna turn the car on, and just see if it runs. If this fuel pump's good. Well, it should be. It's brand new. But I'll be right back when I'm done doing that. Alright, so I got the fuel pump in there. It's not screwed in. I'm gonna go get my keys and turn the car on the accessory and see if I can hear anything down there. Got the keys. Let's go turn it on. I'm gonna set the camera up right here so the camera will definitely pick up the noise. I'm an idiot, I forgot to plug it in. Hey, I can hear something. What's going on back there? That's awesome. I can hear it priming. I won't know exactly if it works until I start the car, so I'll be right back. So I've got it most of the way plumbed up. The feed line is kind of extreme. I gotta get a 90 for that. But I have the intercooler going, I have it going from the turbo down through here into the intercooler. I think these are all tightened up through here and all the way up to the top here. And that's awesome. Let's see. What am I missing? The wastegate is just barely on. Like you can twist it. It's not on like good at all. There's no gasket. I'm just setting it here. I just want to hear some turbo noises. I'm too excited. The return line, I really silicone the shit out of it, but it's still dripping. Like I did not do a good job of that at all. I have another oil pan I'm gonna just try it out on. I might just buy a whole new one. But as soon as I get the proper amount of oil in here, I'm going to start up and I'm going to hear some noises. Here's all the oxygen sensors all plugged in, by the way. That's just how that's going to be. I think that's all it needs to run. But as long as it turns on, we'll be able to hear the spool. The lovely spool. Got the proper amount of oil in there right now. It's going to be drained all out anyways because it's dripping, and I'm not going to just sit here and let it drip forever until till I throw a rod one day. So this is purely to hear the turb skis. It's going to just blow exhaust gas right onto the fan, but that's okay. It's not going to be out there for very long. I'm a little nervous. Gotta be honest, I'm a little nervous. Battery could be dead. It still doesn't have a good alternator. It's just been sitting for a while, so let's see. sounds different. Let's see if we can get a spool.